Sometimes we feel that if we remain silent, then the other person will leave. But the truth is that the one who loves you finds your voice even in your silence, and the one who is with you only for his own needs. He makes your silence an excuse to go away. That's why when you're silent, the other person comes out as the real one. Either they'll try to understand, or they'll make excuses and walk away. In both cases, you win because now you see the truth. Sometimes, the people we value the most are the ones who think of us as the weakest. They think that we will always be there, waiting for them in every circumstance, endorsing every insult, and forgiving every time. And so do we. We do it because the heart is connected, because there is hope that maybe next time they will change, they will understand, they will feel. But this habit one day creates such silence in us, which becomes the loudest voice in the world. Sometimes a minute of silence, a minute of distance, a minute of not responding, it's enough to show someone their worth. In that 1 minute, they realize that the person who always said yes to everything they said is now silent. The one who always started talking is now keeping a distance, and the same silence, the same distance, fills them with restlessness. When a person gets used to hearing someone's yes, no problem, he feels that this will happen every time. But one day when he replaced yes with, when they hear it, they don't get an answer. I also remember there came a time when I put my emotions aside and got into a relationship just because the other person was special to me. But every time I spoke from the heart, he answered mindfully. Each time I explained, they argued rather than understood. Every time I asked for time, they were rude. And then one day I learned to be quiet. That silence was a shock to him for the first time. At first he thought, maybe I am angry, I will admit it in a while. Then they thought maybe I was busy. Sometimes we feel that if we remain silent, then the other person will leave. But the truth is that the one who loves you finds your voice even in your silence. And the one who is with you only for his own needs. He makes your silence an excuse to go away. That's why when you're silent, the other person comes out as the real one. Either they'll try to understand, or they'll make excuses and walk away. In both cases, you win because now you see the truth. When you stop responding, people start to think you ignored them. But they should understand that every silence is not ignored. Some silence is a defense of self-respect. When you start believing yourself to be important, then others also start to understand your importance. I have realized it myself. When I did not reply once, the person who once ignored me for hours started messaging again and again. When I refused to talk once, the person who would ever take my words for granted. You don't have to answer every time. For some people, your silence is the biggest answer, because they know you never learned to be silent. And when you start doing that, that's when they realize what they've lost. Just a minute of silence. It has so much impact that the one who used to ignore you now yearns for your answer. That 1 minute becomes an endless wait for them. And that's when you've proved yourself. Without saying anything, without fighting. 1 minute of distance, 1 minute of not answering, 1 minute of holding yourself back. All this shows that you have now learned to appreciate yourself. And this is the change that forces the other person to think. Your self-esteem is bigger than any relationship. And it is your fault to prove yourself again and again in front of any person who hurts him repeatedly. Just stop yourself once. You will understand who deserves you and who doesn't.